Sad news reached the Dakar today as it was confirmed that Hubert Auriol has died. The charismatic Frenchman took part in the very first Dakar in 1979, soon going on to win it on a BMW GS in 81, some 40 years ago, and then again in 83. After 7 entries on a bike, he decided to move to cars after a crash in 1987 that went down in Dakar folklore. His crowning glory came on the massive at Paris to Cape Town edition in 1992, when he became the first person to win it on 2 and 4 wheels. Auriol then became the director of the Dakar for 10 years. Motorsport and Rally Raid has lost a true friend. Stage 6 of the Dakar, just before the rest day, would be an extremely demanding one for the privateers, but also the big guns.
They only have 2 right suspension parts, not the left one.
I lost the exhaust system, and the power is not too much to clean the dunes. And so the race finish here. It's Dakar. Now I hope that someone bring me to the bivouac. I want to stay here in the night. More than 7 hours that we are in the stage. We are waiting for the truck. We want to find the spare part that we need. I don't know how it will be, but I think it will be very tough. Even in the day it's not easy to pass all the dunes, so in the night it will be a long way to go.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't ride in the dark. I can't use the main track. I'm crisscrossing all over the place. Where's the main track anyway? Here, somewhere. I think it's really shit to be riding in the dark. Alright, I'll give it a try.
We're not running after 5 minutes. If we have a 12-hour penalty, that's the way it is. We still have about 250 kilometers, and it won't be fun at the speed we'll have at night.
Thank God for that.
After the rest day, it's on to the marathon stage, part 1 of which takes the riders on a slog of over 450 kilometres from Jael to Sakaka. The Dakar is heading to the north. As well as managing their machines today, the bikers will have to deal with the cold. Nothing like a little campfire to get warmed up before the stage, which began at 7:45 a.m. Yeah, it's pretty chilly, and we're going to be heading further north, but we knew it was going to be like this up here. It's the start of the second week, and we're simply going to try to push all the way to the finish line. Well, the road books, as ever, distributed 20 minutes before setting off. Now, Ross Branch has had a dream Dakar so far, going into the second week in 4th place overall for the Yamaha factory team. But the Motswana's hopes of a podium finish took a serious blow just 31 kilometres into this 7th stage.
I think the chain came off just before I hit the bump, and then I was in neutral, and then I went over the handlebars and...
It's terrible for you, it's terrible. You can try to repair.
Yeah, for sure, I'll try.
Well, that bent chain guard costing Branch over 40 minutes and likely a shot at this year's title. Daniel Sanders also took a spill late in the day. The Aussie had been doing a superb job of opening after he caught Jan Bareda and Ricky Brebeck. Not much time lost, and he's back into the top 10. Brebeck has described this Dakar as wild, and he really pushed today to try to close the 20-minute deficit to the leaders. If anything, he pushed a little too hard, taking the stage win, and that of course means that he will be setting off in first place tomorrow.
I think the strategy is to not open. I think everyone that's opening is just losing a little bit of time. So we're trying our best. We just have to stay focused. There's 5 days left.
Now it was looking like a good outing for Kevin Benavides, who turned 32 yesterday, but he made a navigational error late on, which cost him almost 10 minutes and no doubt the overall lead. Instead, he drops down to 5th overall. Xavier de Sultre, on the other hand, had a perfect day, picking up where he left off in week 1. The Frenchman cruising over the dunes with his mate Franco Caimi and moving up to 4th overall. He's only 2.5 minutes off the pace. A hectic day was how Sam Sunderland described it, but the KTM man's quietly snuck him into 3rd place overall without going higher than 4th on a stage. The 2017 winner determined to avoid the yo-yo effect and ride an intelligent rally between here and Jeddah.
This Dakar's really tough, really difficult navigation, and you need to stay super focused at all times because the trap's always coming, you know.
Toby Price caught up with Adrian van Beveren and they rode together for a good part of the stage. The Australian avoiding any major issues and coming 7th, even if he slipped off top spot by the tightest of margins. Nacho Corneco's the 6th different rider to lead the rally, putting the hammer down after a minor issue with his fuel tank connector. Incredibly, he leads Price by just 1 second.
Yeah, everyone's going really fast. There's a lot of very fast guys, you know. So I think till the end it's going to be pushing every day.
Brebeck leading them home, which means he is now 15 minutes back overall. Skyler Howes with a superb 3rd place as he moves up to 7th overall. They've covered nearly 3,000 kilometres, but Cornejo and Price are separated by a solitary 2nd. Sunderland, de Sultre and Benavides round out the top 5. Well, there was drama in the quads meanwhile. The overall leader Nicolas Cavigliasso is out after his clutch broke at kilometre 374. Bitter disappointment for the 2019 winner. The new leader is his fellow Argentine Manuel Andujar, who was 4th last year. He took the stage win today and he now has a 21-minute advantage over Alexandre Giroud.
I've won world titles, but I'm no different to the other 100 guys racing, you know. Everyone wants to finish it. I just, you know, want to walk before I can run.
5 times a world champion on the enduro scene, the man is a legend, but now just a simple Dakar rider.
Something I've wanted to do for a long time since I was a kid. Had the opportunity years ago, but it wasn't quite the right time with World Championship and racing America and stuff. So yeah, and then just the bug got me in the end, and here I am. The landscape, the terrain, you know, I've never seen anything like it, and it's unbelievable how, you know, it's not easy whatsoever. It's probably one of the most extreme tracks that I've ridden, you know. A lot of people don't understand how different the Dakar is, you know. It was like being a qualified plumber and then someone giving the electrician's van and saying, oh, just go and wire that house up, and, you know, from start to finish. For me, riding the bike is the least of your problems. It's everything else. It's like there's so much to take in. We've been in like 7 hours something in the stage today, which, you know, that's like a full day of world enduro. And literally in that 7 hours, you're concentrating, you're going as fast as you can and read your road book, you know. I've achieved everything I've ever dreamed of. Now I can come here and not have any pressure and just enjoy the ride. It does get frustrating, there's no doubt about it, but I've just, like now, I think I can just sort of control it a lot more than 5 or 10 years ago. I just want to get finished and go home in one piece. That's my ambition for this year, for sure.
The marathon stage, 471 kilometres today, 375 tomorrow, making 846 over 2 days without mechanics at the bivouac tonight. The sand will be very heavy, which means high fuel consumption. It carries you on the top better, but it's heavy sand. Brian Baragwana put in a new gearbox at the rest day. There is an awful lot of torque going through it. And all was going well until the first few miles to Sakaka.
We don't fix it correctly, we'll have more damage and we won't get very far. So hopefully we can make a plan and get it home to this long marathon stage.
He's a mechanic, he knows what he's doing, but he's still in the stage as others cross the line.
It's hard enough.
Janelle de Villiers had 4 punctures today, 2 because of rocks and 2 because something broke in the tyre itself. He was very frustrated to lose 40 minutes and he's out of spares for tomorrow. Heading the BRX Pro Drive Charge, Nani Roma stuck in a quick pace all day and it's netted him 10th to consolidate his 5th overall. 5 times Dakar winner on a bike, Cyril Dupre is in the Abu Dhabi Team Peugeot and already planning to be in a hydrogen car in a couple of years' time. But today he was gathering data and he was 7th. Kubish Gizgonski remains in a safe 4th overall, ready to pounce on the podium if anything goes wrong with the others. With all the miles remaining, he's a real dark horse for that podium as well. Nasser Al-Attiyah carries his lucky number 301 after he won the Dakar with it in 2015 and 19. Might the Arabian Night make it work again? He gave it his all today but lost 2 minutes to Peter Hansel as he was careful not to damage the car. He says it is not easy to beat the buggy over this kind of terrain. First out on the stage this morning, and even after a puncture and a missed waypoint, Carlos Sainz was reasonably happy to be just over a minute off the win today. The Spaniard knows never to give up, so from 3rd overall he is still chasing Al-Attiyah and Peter Hansel. You just never know. Stefan Peter Hansel has yet to win a stage in 2021 and today, even after blitzing it, he'll have to wait another day. He had a huge impact that bent the rim, folding it over the caliper, but even then he's extended his lead to just under 8 minutes. With 40 kilometers to go I hit a rock and I broke the rim. We tried several times to repair it and it took us a lot of time. It's a pity because we were doing well. We had the opportunity to gain time today, but we didn't take it.
saisit pas trop l'opportunité.
So it was Yazid Al-Raji who stormed through the stage to Sakaka to be the quickest. He's the first Saudi to win in the car class here in Saudi Arabia as he takes his first stage victory since 2015. With 1.3 million followers on Instagram, there will be some very happy Saudis tonight.
Good stage, we do our best. We have no two puncher, but we push and we do our best. Finally, we do a great job, and Derek also do a great job. That's I think we are fastest today. That's good, and the car is there. That's most important.
So the stage being taken by Al-Raji from Pederhansel, Sainz, Alatia and Skizgonski. And in the overall standings, it now means that Stefan Pederhansel has a lead of just under 8 minutes ahead of Alatia, Sainz, Skizgonski and Roma. The lightweight class is shaping up to be a thriller to Jeddah. It's a brilliant way to get into the Dakar for young and old, no matter the budget. Leading up until a couple of days ago, Chaleco Lopez is fourth, but he's got work to do. He went well today, but stopped to help at the scene of a crash, and he has been given his time back at the bivouac, and he's now won the stage. Karyakin is one of those chasing Chaleco. He's lost a little time, but the third driver battling for fourth is Mikhail Gokal, and he's had a good day with third on the line. Flying through the 471 kilometres though was Saleh Al Saif to be second only to Chaleco. These cars are epic in the dunes, even if they lose out on the open sections.
الحمد لله اليوم أنا سعيد جدا بأننا
I'm happy to be first up to now. Let's hope that we keep up with this level. The stage was fun with different types of terrain. We really enjoyed it.
متنوع ما بين الفلات وبين النفود واستمتعنا فيها كثير.
Fresh from taking his first stage victory last time out, Seth Quintero lost 3.5 minutes early on, so is still safe within 9 minutes of the lead. The Red Bull Junior driver is a real find. Keep your eyes peeled on this man. Leading in the opening miles of the stage, flying again, was Chris Meek until it stopped. And he's still there in the stage come nightfall. However, the battle is well and truly on between Aaron Domzala and Austin Jones. The Pole and the American may well be in the same team, but they started the day just 40 seconds apart after 27 hours of rallying. But come the line, it was Domzala who pipped his buddy by 9 minutes to extend his overall lead to 8 minutes and 41 seconds.
In the middle of stage we felt we had no power, and it came out we didn't have the four-wheel drive, so we drove a big amount of the stage with only two-wheel drive. So now I hope we go to the service and we manage to repair that before tomorrow.
So the lightweight vehicles, we've got Domzala leading ahead of Quintero, 8 minutes and 41 seconds, 9.5 back to Jones. And in SSV, Domzala heads Jones by those 9 minutes and 31 seconds.